Good morning. It's August 19th. It's Friday, so I'm going around the lake, but I'm starting from a different location. I had to come over to where our condo is, and so I'm starting from here, which means that's College Avenue ahead of us there. And we'll go around and come back to here instead of where I normally come back to. They're doing something here. These buildings here are where Central Collegiate used to be once upon a time. These condo buildings, which is one of the old early high schools. Everything's brilliantly lit up with morning sunshine. That's a lawyer's office now, but at one time it was a very nice house. So we'll have to cross College here. That's the college building directly across from us. I guess they're resurfacing or something. There's something about it. They're clearly resurfacing. We'll go down this way. The grass is probably wet. I don't want to walk through it. Again, this is the college building. Conservatory is in there, among other things. Oh, I could go pass through. Why don't I go pass through the building to get to the other side? Why did the live streamer walk through the building to get to the other side? I've walked through it once before, but I won't do that today. We'll just pass through it and get over into the park side of things, the lake side of things. Stark Hall there, which I also did a little tour inside when it reopened. It should be open. Indeed it is. We're just going to pass through. You can see the inside here a little bit. Not much to see down here. So if I turn around, you can see the old, what used to be the exterior is now part of the interior. The lake is right ahead of us, which is ultimately where we're headed. Over there is where they're building the new swimming pool. It's the back of Dark Hall. And the college building. As you can see, this is all new. And that part was redone, but they kept the exterior. Most of the interior too is still the old in that part, but it blends nicely into this new part down here. What I want to do is get over to where there's a ramp on the other side there. As I recall it, anyway. I'm not sure where the mouth of that ramp is, but it's over there somewhere. CBC's over there. Hi, Kirk in Vancouver. It's a beautiful morning here. Under 20 degrees at the moment, though it's going to 27 or something later, and into 30 tomorrow. My big thing today will be later. At 3:30, I will go over to the convention center where Regina Expo is being held starting tomorrow. Now, how does this work? I know there's, the ramp is over there. Okay. That's our fan expo, Comic Con kind of thing. I'll have a book table over the next 2 days, so if you happen to be coming, check out my book table, buy some books. I'll be in the vendors area, obviously. Happy to see it come back. I went to Sask Expo much earlier this year in April. So I hope it's full of people the next 2 days. And I make lots of money. I did better than I'd ever done before at Sask Expo back in April. It seemed to be pent-up demand that people really wanted to get back to something like that and spend their money, and some of them spent it with me, so I hope that's what happens here as well. Media guests don't mean much to me that they have coming, but that's okay, they will to somebody. I don't even remember who they are. I don't think I've ever walked along this little piece before. Hello, Mimi. So normally I'm walking on the other side of this lawn as I go around the lake. But not today. First dogs of the day. Again, there's the path I would usually be on, is over there. Quite a bit of warmth in the sun already. Yeah, I didn't walk yesterday because I was just really busy. I was still doing Kickstarter stuff yesterday. A whole bunch of mailing that I'd put off and put off and put off, but I finally did it yesterday. And the postage bill kind of took my breath away. I'm going to have to rethink shipping costs, especially for international shipping. I mean, I was sending entire big boxes of books, so of course it was high, but it was higher than I anticipated by a considerable amount. And higher than I really planned for, I think. So if I do another Kickstarter, I'm going to have to, I think, not offer international shipping potentially for big collections of books, or charge international much more shipping, I guess is probably what I'll do. So if they still want it, I'm happy to send it, but they're going to have to pony up more for shipping, because I don't think, in some cases, the amount that they pledged actually made money for me because of my misjudgment. Postage costs have gone up, and they're going up in September too, so there's two ways to do it on Kickstarter. You can either build it into the pledges, or you build it in, who's that? San? Hi, San? Or you build it as an add-on, so you pledge for this amount, but then shipping gets added after that, and then it's part of your pledge, but it's not up front. The other way is to build it into the pledge levels, so what you pledge is what you get, and it covers shipping, which would mean making the pledge levels higher, I guess. More dogs.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
Good. I haven't seen you for a while.
Oh, I'm here every Friday.
Yeah.
Almost every Friday.
I guess the hallway in Vancouver.
Bit of a traffic jam back there, all those people. And now it's thinned out, although the ladies with the dogs might catch me. They were moving pretty quick. But they have to keep stopping for the dogs. Anyway, so that's why I wasn't walking yesterday. I spent hours getting that already and getting to the post office. There's Willow Island over there. And then probably won't walk this weekend because, well, I'll probably take a walk around the expo like I did in Saskatoon, so watch for that. I won't be very long though. It'll probably only take 15 minutes to walk up and down every aisle. I'll have to do it sometime when there's somebody to, either before it opens, which is kind of boring, or when I have somebody who can watch my stand. So that might be Sunday when I know my daughter's coming with her friends and I can get her to sit in for a bit. Beautiful morning. Look at that. Yellow leaves. Autumn beginning to hint at its arrival. A couple of geese posing for us down there. Over there is the HMCS Unicorn ship, landlocked ship. No, sorry, it's the Queen building here. It's the Unicorn in Saskatoon. Of course, legislature's always over there. Albert Street Bridge over there. They're doing something over there. I think they've been replacing windows, as near as I can tell. That's where the naval cadets hang out. I don't see any boats on the water this morning, but I'm sure there will be some. There has been some sort of rowing camp going on with kids who are still out of school here. I think in the States they go back this week, at least in some states. Don't start back here till after Labor Day. On the other hand, as I keep telling kids from down there, you go to school until almost the end of June, which was what really freaked me out when we moved up here from Texas, where I was used to getting out in May. A whole nother month? They didn't care. Hello, honey. They didn't care that I was freaked out. They still did it that way. Rude. And here we will go down and over the bridge by the aeration fountain.
Okay.
Probably heading to that rowing camp I was just talking about. So up here is the pond with the aeration fountain that gets oxygen into the water for the fishies. And to keep down weed growth. There it is, with the sun lighting it from behind, making it look even more dramatic. And then of course the legislature's over there. Here's the bridge. I'll stop for a proper look here. See the other fountain over there. And downtown is kind of behind the trees from here. And over here is the fountain, which, as I said, is all backlit today. Too bright to look at. Sometimes you see boats out here, you can see the buoys that mark the lanes for when they're rowing.
Okay, so here's the deal. We had a
Wait, so
family
you like
meeting.
Pelton or you don't like Pelton?
Jogger. Two joggers. One jogger, two jogger, red jogger, blue jogger. Roberts Plaza over there is an apartment building. And here's the rowing club up here. This is where I think the kid on the bike was headed. Because when I've been doing these walks, I keep finding kids here. I'm usually a bit later when I get here, though, so that might make a difference. I think I'm just a bit earlier than when they actually start the camp. It's probably at 9 o'clock or something, even 9:30. Play for the playground here. Up there is the Bar Willow deck that I often mention. It's a very nice place to have dinner on a nice evening. The view of the lake. Thanks, I enjoy making my videos. Dragon boat there, canoe, a couple of canoes. And you're hoping they're paying attention as they come around that corner. It's all heading to the rowing club, I would think. There's Bar Willow's entrance over here. Also Lake Tahoe, which is what they call their sort of takeout window. There's the sign for it. Dragon boats again. Which I point out, I think there's going to be a Dragon Boat Festival this year, simply because all those boats are out there. I don't know why they would be otherwise. That's just the boat launching ramp. See a squirrel. Fairly casually crossing the street there. Not expecting a lot of traffic right here. No reason to come down here unless you're launching a boat, because it's a dead end. All right, next stop will be the bridge over here. And look, we just caught up with the girls with their dog again. Dogs. I figured we'd be seeing them again after I passed them once. Roberts Plaza over there. Oh, there's somebody in a boat. A couple of people's in boats. And you can see the Pine Island with the waterfall over there. I used to be able to walk under the waterfall, but they've had it chained off all year, so I think they've stopped doing that. Maybe it was too slippery or something. Somebody slipped. I don't know. Somebody did something stupid, and the rest of us don't get to enjoy it. I think they were heading to go under the bridge there, it looks like. Speaking of bridges, we have to cross this one. This is the east end of the lake. This part of the lake. It's still a lake on that side. All formed by the dam on the Albert Street Bridge that we'll walk over later. So that's the Broad Street Bridge there. And you can See the Center of the Arts, or the Connexus Art Center up there. And another nice view of the lake as a whole. There's always birds on this little bay here. Geese today. There's often ducks right down here, but I don't see them today. Pump running over here for some reason, or something. Don't know what that sound is. I don't usually hear it here. As soon as this is over, I'll be collecting books and loading them into the car. Good morning. I guess it's that mower over there being noisy. I guess it's a mower. It's not doing anything. It's just sitting there making noise. It was doing something, but I don't know what. Killing weeds, I guess. Now you can see the marina from the other side, really. You don't very often run into a vehicle on here. More yellow leaves on that poplar there. I think it's a poplar. These ones turn kind of silvery. And there's some that are purple. Not green at all. Obviously they have chlorophyll in them, but they have another pigment that overpowers the green to the eye. I suppose the chlorophyll cares whether it's visible to the eye or not. It doesn't affect the way that it photosynthesizes. There's always birds on this. So today it's ducks, sometimes it's geese, but there's always birds on that little platform too. See the bridge to Pine Island. I won't go over there today. Again, the lake is artificial. The trees are all planted. The islands are artificial. It's entirely man-made landscape. I won't go over there today, but the bridge lines up, when you get to the end of it, lines up directly with the dome of the legislature there. Quite deliberate, I'm sure. Oh, there goes our boater again, or one of them. Another one's out there. Into the hollow. Someone's enjoying the shade there on one of the benches with the view of the lake. A couple of more boats out there now. There's a couple of them over there. So that's 3, I think I've counted so far. I've never canoed on our lake. I've canoed on other lakes. It would be fun, but I've never done it. Well, I have been in a boat on the lake, but not one that I was taking where I wanted it to go. You could rent them, I'm sure. Just never have. I don't think I could live stream it, not with having to paddle. I'd be worried about tipping over and losing my equipment in the lake anyway. Caragana bushes are showing seeds now. Some of them anyway.
I said, I think.
Another sign of fall. There's often little ways down to the lake along here. It's Wascana Rehab Center over there. I can never decide what the best place is for that cord to hang. If it hangs on my arm, invariably the sweat on my arm makes it stick, and then I get a little jerk if I catch it just wrong. Lots of people out today. Usually if you know it's going to be a warm day, there's more people in the morning because they're beating the heat. Just a more pleasant time to walk. Until winter, when I do this in the dark. At least one occasion it was below. It's like minus 35 or something, but with wind chill on top of that. I did that too, and probably will again. My mic won't work at those temperatures. It goes dead. I have to just use the mic on the phone. The only thing I can figure is that the phone receptacle doesn't shrink in the cold, but the plug-in does, and it's enough to sever the connection. I think that's my only explanation, because it was only in cold weather that it happened. So it's clearly not any other problem, even though I spent way too many hours trying to figure out what that was. But that's finally what I decided. Can't prove it, but it seems likely. Well, I suppose you could prove it, but you'd have to run an experiment with the same mic, left in the cold and kept warm. Anyway, I'm not going to do that, but that's my best guess explanation. Because it hasn't failed me a single time since it warmed up. The wired mic, the wireless mic had other issues. It kept disconnecting even in good weather, so I just quit using it, much as I preferred it in many ways. Should have just gone with a wired mic to begin with. Costs almost nothing and more reliable, but I didn't know. I was trying to be high tech. There's park benches and places to have picnics out in the trees along here. I was getting a bunch of spam calls on my cell phone this morning. I had a whole series of them from France. I don't know exactly what the point is. Maybe they expect you to call it back. And somehow they make money off that. I don't know, because there's never anybody there. Even if you accidentally answer instead of hanging up when you see a number you don't know from France. Or Bulgaria, or one of the many other countries that has happened from. This morning was unusual. I got a couple of them sometimes, but this morning it was like 8 or 9 in a row, all from France. So I finally installed a spam blocker for my phone. You can set it so it only accepts calls from people in your contact list, but I don't think I can do that because it's the number I use for people to reach me for business. And I can get cold calls from people I don't know who are looking for my services, so I can't just make it contacts only. Lots of geese here around the Holodomor Memorial, marking the Stalin's genocide of Ukrainians. Part of the long and ignoble history between those two countries. Although most of Ukraine is the one done to by Russia, it seems, down through history. We have a lot of Ukrainian immigrants here, and more arriving because several plane loads of refugees from Ukraine have arrived not over the summer. I find lots of support here. Big Ukrainian community, and in general people are very welcoming. I might go by the tennis courts this morning. I think I will. So now, there's the fountain we were at before. We're over on the other side of the lake now. And up here somewhere there's a pathway by the tennis courts. I just have to look for it. It's probably why these cars are parked along here. Here it is. Go through here. See what's happening in the tennis courts. Looks like kids playing tennis. These tennis courts have been here a very long time. And then more over here. And up here is the clubhouse. You can stop in here and get something to eat. It's open to anybody. Have a nice little deck here. Lakeshore Tennis Club. Oh, it says when it was established. Established 1915. So there you go. It's well over 100 years old, this tennis club. And that brings us to the parking lot on the south side of the legislative building here. There she blows. All lit up from this direction is always cool. In the mornings, you always get that nice sunlight on it. The dome was recently refurbished. For a while it had bright shiny copper on top, slowly tarnishing over several months before it reached its more normal. For Saskatchewan, copper turns black, not green like it does some places. Down there's the Trafalgar Fountain I've been by a few times. Since I'm coming from this direction, I'll walk right along the building here. We'll climb up the steps to get a look at the gardens before I go down into them, because there's actually a path you can follow right along here, right underneath the north wall. I'm sure people are looking at me through those windows, but I can't see them. This was under construction in 1912 when the tornado came through, but I don't believe it caused damage to the construction too much. May have missed it, I don't remember. I don't know when it was finished. I should, but off the top of my head I can't remember. We'll go up the steps here. Probably go in, but I don't know what the rules are about recording in there, so you'd have to go to the check-in anyway. Erected 1908 and 1911. Oh, I guess it must have been constructed then by the time the tornado hit. And King George and Queen Elizabeth visited here in 1939. And Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth visited here 1959, the year I was born. I hadn't even looked at that plaque before. So she visited here the year I was born, and my daughter gave her flowers in 2003, I guess. 4 or 5, 2005. That's kind of cool. And she's still going. Walk down through the formal gardens. I'll just turn around and give you a more close-up look than I usually do of the entrance here. Good morning, Pushpanjam. Saskatchewan Legislative Building we're looking at here. So I continue my walk around Wascana Park. Almost fell down the steps. Always a hazard. Got to pay attention to where you're walking as well as what you're showing on the screen. And there's the statue of Queen Elizabeth that she came to dedicate in 2005 when my daughter gave her flowers. So 46 years after she had visited here, when that plaque up there was laid, 46 years after I was born, she was back, and I didn't exactly meet her, but I was very close to her because I was holding my daughter when she gave her the flowers. Right about here we were standing, and I got a great picture of her. The flowers are particularly fragrant this morning in the sunshine. You can see downtown ahead of us there. Oh boy, this is where I really wish I could live stream smells, because they smell really great this morning. Very lovely, very, very lovely. This is Walter Scott over here, first Premier. You can see he's holding the blueprints for the Legislative Building. I'll turn around to get a look with the gardens. Lovely, lovely. All right. Now, on a normal day, I would go around by the bridge and then off to our house, but instead I have to go back that way, so we're not done yet. Because I started from a different spot than I normally do. See the other aeration fountain over there. I probably won't go by that because of where I'm headed. I probably won't walk down that side of the lake. I'll be angling off up here. Once we get to the other side. Albert Street Bridge has occasionally been called the longest bridge in the world over the shortest body of water. I'm not sure that's an actual Guinness Book of World Records category. As you can see, the bridge starts way over here and it goes way over there, but the water part is just the very center and it's not very wide. But that's where the dam is that makes the lake. This is the dam that makes the lake. These are the geese that swim in the lake that's made by the dam. This is the bridge that crosses the lake that's made by the dam, where the geese swim. There's almost something there like the "There was no lady who swallowed a fly" kind of progressive rhyme. Oh, same to you. That was a duck. I don't know words for some reason. You can probably hear the geese. Again, there's the fountain on this side of the lake. Sometimes you can see pelicans in the creek on the other side of the dam. That goose is banded. They certainly aren't all banded. So I wonder how he rates. Yeah, he's highly visible. Any pelicans over there today? Here's the dam, but are there pelicans? They will show up right. No pelicans today. They like to sit on those rocks when they're there. Anyway, there's the center of the bridge and the dam that makes the lake that Jack built. I guess that's what I was thinking of. This is the house that Jack built. So we're going to go over here as if I'm headed home the usual way, but then I'm going to angle through the park up past these trees, which is a more direct route back to where I am headed, which is Scarth Street just off of College, if you're following along on Google Maps. So this is a very different day. How long has the walk been to here? 45 minutes. Huh. Okay. It'll be about an hour by the time I get back. Probably another 15 minutes. Maybe just 10. So we'll go up here through Speaker's Corner, which has these lanterns that did indeed stand in Hyde Park at one point, where the original Speaker's Corner is. There used to be a statue or something on that. I suspect it got taken down because it wasn't, whoever it was did not hold the correct political opinions anymore. I'm not sure about that, but I'm pretty sure there was a statue there. Maybe of Queen Victoria. I need to look it up. Something changed, because that's just an empty plinth, and it was clearly intended for a statue, or at least plaques, and they're all gone. So I need to look and see what they said originally. trees backlit there with the darker background behind them. No one is safe from cancellation in this climate. I say the wrong thing on here, next thing I know my YouTube channel could be gone. So we all self-censor, which is not healthy. And one of my biggest concerns about the shape of the world these days, is censorship. You can see the big crane there, that's where they're working on the pool. This is the Royal Saskatchewan Museum over here, Natural History Museum. I think they're repairing the grass that was torn up so badly when they were using this as the staging area for materials. Looks like they've replaced the sod. That's good, because it's a big swath of nice green. Looks like they're putting in sod right now, actually. They're doing something like that over there. But it was piled high with lumber and steel and things like that when they were first starting on the pool, which I guess will be open next year, I hear. There was an old outdoor pool there that they tore out, and now they're putting in a brand new one with slides and much nicer. I was never in the old one. My daughter was. School groups used to come over here to swim or daycare, that sort of thing. Not much of a swimmer anyway. No warning he was there. Again, I don't think cyclists realize how invisible they are to pedestrians because we can't hear them coming necessarily. If they don't ring a bell, it'd be really easy to suddenly change direction and run into them. And that wouldn't do any of us any good, either of us any good. This is the new credit union building. It was a deal with them that led to the renovation of Dark Hall. They share a lobby space. Well, I heard him coming, but he didn't ring a bell either. I'll go up here and cross at Lawrence Street, I think. Because there's people standing along there where I sometimes walk. And it's just too hard to explain. Or at least we'll walk along College. Maybe instead of along here, since that's kind of where I started. This is called the Avenue again. I missed this light rather badly. So I will probably, I think, go on down College so I don't have to stop and wait. Hard to say how long that one lasts. I think it'd be a long one, so we'll go this way. I can cross up here at Scarth Street, and that will basically put us back where we started. And I'll be done. Dark Hall coming into sight there. This is a pedestrian crossing here, although it's not marked at the moment. And there's the building again that I walked through. Dark hall with a bit more light on it from this side. Don't walk into the sign there. I almost did. This is where we want to cross. At some point they'll have to repaint the lines for the pedestrian crosswalk, clearly. Resurfacing. They moved down further since I walked by before, so they're making quick progress, really. And here we are back on Scarth Street again. So I will stop here with this nice view of Cottage Court condominiums, and thanks so much for walking with me. Over the weekend, I'll walk around Regina Expo someday, but that's probably all you'll see this weekend. And I'll be back next week. Things will be more normal.